Lesson number 6. Overfitting and regularization. Today we'll learn when not to blindly trust a model. Sometimes everything looks great, the loss goes down, the accuracy goes up, and then new data comes in and the performance crashes. It's not a bug, it's a well-known phenomenon in machine learning called overfitting. The model learned the data, but not the patterns. It remembers, but it doesn't understand. Overfitting is when the model performs very well on the data it has seen, but fails on new data. Underfitting is the opposite. The model hasn't even learned the training data yet. Both phenomena hurt the model's ability to generalize, and we want to avoid them both.
It reminds me of a student who copied a solution from an old exam where someone got 100. In his own exam, they changed the data a bit and then he just didn't understand what was being asked. Of course he failed.
In the graph, we see that the model is learning and we're tracking the cost function. At first, the cost decreases both in training and in testing, but at a certain point the cost on the test set starts to rise, while the cost on the training set keeps going down. From here it's clear, the network is no longer learning the meaning, it's starting to memorize. We want to regularize the model, meaning to set boundaries. The main reason is that in a network with thousands of parameters, it's almost always possible to achieve perfect performance on a small dataset, but that won't actually be useful. Now we'll present 3 main techniques to prevent overfitting. The first is dropout, one of the simplest and most effective methods. During training, we randomly turn off a percentage of the neurons in each hidden layer, say 30%. Why do we do this? So that the network doesn't rely on the same fixed path of neurons, but instead learns flexible solutions. The second suggestion is early stopping, a simple and clever tool that tracks performance on the validation set. You can identify when they stop improving and then stop the training. The third method is weight decay. A small penalty is added to the loss function for weights that are too large. Why is this important? Large weights represent an overly strong dependence of neurons on a particular feature, and that's risky. We want the network to learn structure, not to build a memory. The function is updated as follows, the same loss function with an added regularization parameter. So the larger the parameter, the more we actually penalize the extreme weights. How do we know when to apply regularization? There are specific scenarios and situations where we find ourselves in a position where we do not possess or have access to a readily available, pre-existing, or suitable solution, framework, or established methodology to address the particular challenge or problem at hand. This often necessitates the development of novel approaches or the adaptation of existing ones in an entirely new context,